Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is Mr. Shakespeare again with you on the 27th of March, 2024. I'm joined as usual by psychic medium and remote viewer Liz Cross. How are we doing today, Liz?
Oh, great. Thank you. I wanted to see, this is my idea off the cuff. We've had 2 minutes notice. This is not a scripted show, right? People are like so used to watching scripted shows that when they come to this channel, it really irks them sometimes because it's not scripted. You have to go with the flow of the answers that were given. So we're going to do a mind probe on Bob Iger, Mr. Shakespeare, and what do you think about that?
Yes, good idea. So Bob Iger is the current CEO of the Disney Corporation, Walt Disney Corporation. He's been brought back. We need to find out why. So let's start. Okay, Liz, let's grab Bob Iger, please.
I've got him here.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's really, really fit and healthy. He wakes up exceptionally early every morning. And he is extremely fit. Does a big fitness routine in the morning without fail.
Okay. So why was he brought back to be CEO again of Disney?
Why were you brought back to be CEO of Disney? They asked him to. Why did they ask you to come back and be CEO? Because it was going down the tubes very quickly.
Okay. Why have you been selling so many of your shares in the last year?
Yeah, exactly. Because just so the listeners know, 1 year ago, Iger owned around 1 million shares worth $97 million. And on the last look, he owned less than 187,000 shares. And the value of the stake plunged about 80.2%. So he sold 80.2% of his shares. Let's ask him, why did you sell so many Disney shares? Ooh, really? Okay. So he says, I wanted to cash out because I don't believe in the company. Do you believe the company can be saved? No, the damage is done.
Okay. With you being there, will the damage get done quicker, or will it slow it down?
With you being there, will the damage get done faster? He says, I'm trying to make it recover, but it's almost beyond hope.
Okay, but when a senior director or shareholder, CEO sells 80% of their shares in a company, that tells you more than words, doesn't it? I mean, they don't believe in it. They just want the money out.
What do you think is the biggest issue with Disney? Because over COVID, you managed to salvage, or the company managed to salvage itself through the streaming services. That's correct. So what is it that's losing money the most? Is it the studios? The studios are losing a lot of money. Okay. Are the parks losing money? They're losing some money, but not as much as the studios. And is it, what else do they do? I don't know what else they do. What is it, the brand that's losing money? Yeah, so the brand, it's the brand, the overall brand. Do you find that people are starting to reject Disney now? They've been rejecting Disney for years, he says.
Okay, but I mean, they made a specific thing of sort of adopting all the woke ideology and everything, and that a lot of people have, that's backfired, hasn't it? So
let's ask that question. What do you think about adopting all of the woke ideology? It was a total disaster financially for the company. Do you believe that that is what is responsible? It's partially responsible. Why do you believe that the studios, the movies, the production, why do you believe that's going down? Well, in his own personal thoughts, feelings, and opinion, there's too much choice out there now. There's too much competition. There's too much choice.
Okay.
I can understand that. Because I
Well,
have,
it's the whole go woke, go broke, isn't it? I mean, that's what the companies that are doing this are realizing, that most people are not interested in woke ideology, and unfortunately, it's backfiring on them. And these people are voting with their pockets by not spending money.
well, yes, but I understand what he means by there's too much choice. Okay. And Disney, for God knows how many decades, had the absolute monopoly on kids programming. Okay. Now anybody can publish themselves on YouTube. So now you've got YouTube stars like Blippy and Handyman Hal. And you've got, yeah, see, I know all these things because I have kids, right? So you've got a lot of these people on YouTube that are creating their own child programming or their own kids shows, right? And they're very popular. Now, I've said this before in a CTT group. It's not always the best choice. It really isn't, because they're not bound by health and safety regulations like PBS is, NPR, National Public Television, not radio, sorry, television, MPT. So oftentimes when you're looking, you have to watch what your kids are looking at on YouTube, because, oh, let's play hide and seek, and the kids were hiding in the car. Like, who in their right mind would ever, want to give the kids an idea of hiding in the car? But you see, there's a lot of these self-published works out there. So let me ask him this question. Is it the fact that YouTube, as a free streaming service, has all these people publishing their own kids content? Is that what's hurting Disney? Yes, it is. Exponentially so. So you're looking at, it's kind of strange, because Sesame Street is a wonderful children's program. However, compared with the information that's coming out on some of these self-published people, it's really slow. Like, oh, today's letter is the letter A. You go to these other streamings on YouTube with these other people, these kids know the alphabet by the end of the show, right? They know what they're doing. They're just throwing so much more information at them. And so places like Sesame Street and Disney, they're not they're not getting it across fast enough. They're going to have to revamp everything to keep up with today's pace of learning, because today's pace of learning is much faster than what it used to be. That let's ask him that. Is it the fact that you're not keeping up with today's pace of learning? See, he acknowledges that. That's a problem. How are you going to cater your newer programming to that? And he just said, we can't. So again, it costs millions and millions of dollars to pay all these employees to create these shows, when you've got somebody who claims to be a kid's entertainer and a cameraman creating their own shows. I mean, I don't know how they can keep up. Are you going to make people redundant? Are you going to lay people off? We've already done that. We've tried that. Are you going to close down some production? That's in the works as well. I have to ask this question. Why on earth is it so expensive to go to Disney World now? They had to raise their prices. Why did you have to raise your prices? To cover the losses over COVID. So they're still trying to recoup the losses over COVID. That was a huge blow for them. And that's why the park tickets are just so expensive now. Do you like Mickey Mouse, Mr. Shakespeare? I love Disney. I do love Disney. It's a great place to take your kids, right? But it's a lot of money to spend to stand in line. So you have to know when to go. You have to know how to maneuver around all these complex. They've done away with the Fastpass. Now you got to do the lightning lane. Now you got to pay all this extra money to stand in line. It's just crazy. Do you think the lightning lanes are still a good idea? No, he wants to get rid of the lightning lanes. Thank the Lord. Are you going to bring back the Fast Pass? We're considering it. Oh, because you used to be able to get the free Fast Pass tickets, right? From the kiosk. The lightning lane, that it opens at like 7 o'clock. You have to go online, and oftentimes you can't even get a pass or a ticket to ride that ride. So people are spending a lot of money to be very disappointed. So it looks like they may bring back the Fast Pass system. Are you going to add another park anytime soon? No, they can't afford it. They really cannot afford it. But do you think the Fast Pass will be the answer to the park prayers? It's certainly under consideration. Are you making a lot of money with the lightning lanes and the extra charges? Not as much as they anticipated. So this is where people are starting to boycott the parks. They're not willing to pay the ticket price to get in and then be charged per ride. And in some cases, you can pay like $10, $15 per person per ride just to get out of the main line, which could be an hour, 2 hours long, to get in a fast pass lane or a lightning lane. So, Mr. Shakespeare, have you ever been to Disney World?
Oh yeah, many times, years ago, back in when I lived there. Yeah,
What was your favorite
few
ride?
times. I can't remember. I think I preferred Universal or Busch Gardens in Tampa.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, I don't really like all the Disney craps. No, it's I don't know. I just preferred Universal or Busch.
Mm. Yeah, a lot of people do. They do prefer this.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to Magic Mountain and all that. I mean, I've been there. I've been on the rides and everything years ago. So I wouldn't go
Yeah,
now. The prices are just a joke. Everything about them is a rip-off. The prices, the entrance, car parking, the food in there. I mean, it's just a joke.
the
It's just one
food
giant rip-off.
is abysmal. Like, I have to ask this question. So, in the Magic Kingdom Park, why don't you have many health food choices? Because it's expensive. You see, it's all about profit. So a lot of times in the Magic Kingdom Park, unless you sit down at at the dinner table or at the lunch table, whatever you want to call it, and get a table service, it's just rubbish. It's like pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, french fries. I don't feed my kids that stuff. Like, no, that is just a total turnoff to me, that I have to go to a park that we've paid a lot of money for and we have to eat junk food. I can't stand that. Um, are you going to create more healthy choices? No, not at this time. They do have healthier choices at Epcot and I believe at Animal Kingdom. Do you have healthier? Yes. So there's this more restaurant style, but that's always been a big bug to me, that they don't serve healthy food in the Magic Kingdom. It's all sugar and just rubbish. You're not allowed to really bring your own food in. I know people that do sneak their own food in, but who wants to lug their food around all day? I don't know. So this isn't looking good. Let's ask him one final question. Do you think, how many years will it take to turn Disney around? In your honest opinion, how many years? Do you think you're going to be able to do it? No, he doesn't believe he's going to be able to do it. He's
That's
just
why he's
making
selling his
sure,
shares, Liz.
yeah,
Why he's
he's just
selling his shares.
he's just wanting the company to be stable at this point and stop making losses. So do you believe that by 2030 the company could be turned around? Yes, but it would need a total overhaul. And with you being CEO, can you not do the total overhaul? He goes, no, I can't. So is it the board of directors that make the decisions? They are very influential in these decisions. So his hands are a little tied too. Do you believe that the government or the outside powers that be are trying to wreck Disney? Now here we go with the DeSantis stuff. He said DeSantis says, has that hurt you? No, not yet. It hasn't hurt them yet, but if he enforces it all, it definitely will. And the only way that they can combat all of this stuff is to raise prices. And I'm saying, but if you raise the prices considerably higher for the parks, people are just not going to go. And he goes, we understand that. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. No hope for Disney. According to his personal thoughts, feelings, and opinions. Anything from you, Mr. Shakespeare?
Oh, I think we've covered everything. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.